In this Dynasty series, I'm going to be rebuilding SMU. For those of you who don't know, back in the 1980s, SMU was a complete powerhouse, winning tons of games in the early 80s, until a scandal came out with their recruiting that ended up in their program receiving the death penalty. In 87 and 88, they didn't even have a football program. Since then, they have not been able to rebuild their program at all, winning barely any games for years afterward. And just until late, when they started winning a few more games, they just have yet to get back to the status that they were in the 1980s. So that's where we come in. We're going to be taking over as head coach to see if we can build them back up and let the Pony Express run again. Our goal is going to be to win a national championship in the first 10 years of taking over as head coach. It's not going to be easy though, because we're going to have some restrictions. We can only hop into 3 regular season games. And we can also only recruit from the state of our home school, which is Texas. Sure, we have more recruits in Texas, but we're going to have to go up against some pretty big schools in Texas and Texas A&M. Looking at our roster, it's actually not too bad at all. We see 190 in Rashee Rice, which I hope he's going to have a solid year. And then we also have quite a bit of 80s. For quarterback, we're going to have Tanner Mordecai, who's got 82 throw power, 79 throw accuracy, and 79 speed. We also have this left end, Jaden Jones, who's a 6'5 freshman with 84 speed. That's crazy. Our defensive backs are kind of on the slower side, so hopefully they'll be able to stick with the receivers in coverage this year, or else we're going to get torched for a lot of points. I don't know why we have 5 strong safeties that are all an 81 overall, but we're going to redshirt a lot of them. My expectations for this season are pretty much to hopefully we can win about more than half of our games and see if we can make a bowl game and win it this year. For the difficulty, we're going to be playing on Heisman and at 6-minute quarters. The sliders will be the same as in previous dynasties. If you want me to put them in the comments, I can, just let me know. So to start the season, we're going to be going against Texas Tech, and I feel like that's probably one of the games that we want to jump into to see what we have for our team. So starting our first possession in our first game here with SMU, we just had a huge 50-yard gain from Rashee Rice to set us up in great position to be able to have a solid first drive. Trying to see if we can put some points up in this game, and we're going to have another read option with our quarterback. He gets leveled again. He's taking such big shots. We've got to see if we can put up some points in this game. Good throw to Corrales, and he's going to drop it. That's unfortunate. That's going to bring up a field goal. Not really sure what range our kicker has, and he barely made it. Wow, that was close. So after breaking off another 27-yard touchdown, we're back in front 10-7. This might be a shootout for us. At the end of the first quarter, it's 14-10. It's been a back-and-forth game so far for us. A pick 6 from Texas Tech made it back to the lead for them. Texas Tech has been no-huddling the ball for pretty much the entire game at this point. And that is a good tackle, but they're going to get the first again. Question is, can we do something defensively to be able to put a stop to them? Because our offense has been our worst nightmare right now. Big hit with the safety. Come on, guys. We just need to stop Taj Brooks. That is literally what they're doing right now, just giving him the ball. Great play from the free safety to come in there and get that TFL. Big third down coming up for Texas Tech. Can they go up some points here? And they are going to take a fumble, and it's going to get picked up by Burns. I don't know what the quarterback was doing. He should have just thrown that one away, but the strip sack is going to be huge as we're going to take over at midfield. So far this year, read option and wide receiver stuff has been working great, and our quarterback's going to have some nice space, and he makes a good move, and he's down to the 30. First and 10 again. Can we get some more yards here on offense? Going to scramble out of the pocket. Not a lot open. We're just going to take our yards and take it out of bounds for a first down. Tanner Mordecai is going to keep moving it. Coach wants us to do so many read options. It's like literally every other play is a read option. And it looks like this is a good play call as he's going to go up the middle for another 7. We just don't want him to get injured because he looks like he's getting up slow now. Going to see if we can use our running back as a wide receiver for a screen play. A little pop pass gets the first. First and goal, can we punch it in? Gets a good run up the middle, and Kamar Wheaton is going to get in for the touchdown, and we're back in front. Here comes up another pretty big third and long for Texas Tech towards the end here of the half. They're going to throw a good pass, and he's not going to pick up the first. It's going to be 4th and short. Good hold. So after calling a timeout before the punt, we have the ball again. A good return and a nice pass set us up with a chance to be able to put up some points before the half. As we're gonna hit Upshaw for a nice little catch. Good job, Austin. Gonna try to no huddle this. We still have a timeout left, so we can do some funky stuff still. See if we can hit him with a quick read option play and then call our timeout. See what we can get. It's a good run, and we'll get the first. So we don't quite have to call our timeout yet. No, we're going to call the timeout. We're going to run into time. Trying to see if we have one shot here at something. Do we have some room? Throws to the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown to Rashee Rice. Good play set up to try to draw the corner in and hit him in the backside for a touchdown. So at half, we're up 24-14 in our first game. That's really nice so far. So again, Texas Tech is getting past midfield on the no huddle nonstop. Let's see what they can do on the next play, and that's going to be a great TFL. We're going to be back there for the stop. 3rd and 6, going 5 wide. Looks like it's some sort of screen, and it's almost intercepted. Good play from Isaac. Driving down past midfield again. Can we put up some more points with SMU? Gonna have a chance for a good pitch, and Upshaw's gonna have the nice catch. Can he beat him? Austin Upshaw's gonna be fighting for yards, and he's inside the red zone after a 30-yard gain. Our offense has been moving pretty good so far. What are we gonna be able to do? We're just gonna have to scramble out, and he can't get much. 2nd and 10. He has some space. It's a wide open receiver, and Curley's gonna be in for the touchdown, and we're gonna add on to the lead. Texas Tech approaching our end zone again here, having a first down late in the 3rd quarter, and that is a good screen, but the defensive end knew better and was able to come make that tackle. Texas Tech just loves their no huddle, as they've been in it pretty much all game long at this point. So we'll see if we can put a stop to it, but that's a good play. He does trip though, and that's a little weird. Finally get a break from no huddle for a play, so we'll see what we can do on it, and he's going to drop it. He heard footsteps, and it's incomplete. And they missed the field goal. So far, we are just driving and driving down the field on this team, as we're going to get another first down. 1st and 10, see what we can do. It's going to be a wide open tight end. Our tight end just destroyed him over the middle, and that's going to end that 3rd quarter. Coming down the home stretch, boys, can we get our first win up 31-14 over Texas Tech? This is going so much better than I expected. Seems like right now just about everything we do is successful, as Mordecai's going to have some room. He takes it to the end zone, and he's in for a touchdown. Tanner Mordecai with a rushing touchdown, as we're just patting it on. Coming up on a big 3rd down now, as they're just going to toss it off to a wide receiver screen, and he's not going to pick it up, and it's going to bring up a big 4th down. 4th down coming. They're going to get sacked, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. That's a huge play from our D tackle to pretty much end this thing right now. So that is going to end it. Tanner Mordecai is an absolute dog, just saying that right now, as we ended up putting up another score, and we won this thing very, very easily, 45-14. Just an absolute dominant showing from us. Tanner Mordecai having 95 yards on the ground and 276 in the air, 5 touchdowns. Crazy day for him. Really looking forward to see what he does the rest of this season. Like I said, on the ground, Mordecai 95 yards and still 72 on the ground for Kamar Wheaton. So just a crazy rushing attack, both averaging 5 over yards a carry. Crazy. Receiving-wise, we pretty much spread the ball around pretty well. Rashee Rice had a good game. Jordan Curley, Austin Upshaw, solid game. I didn't realize Curley had 3 receiving touchdowns. That's nuts. Then defensively, some of these standouts, I mean, Gary Wiley, 2 sacks and 4 TFLs. That's great. Had an interception from Sam Westfall, the corner. Overall, just a good game defensively for us, as we really clamped up Texas Tech. They couldn't get much going on offense, and our offense was steamrolling. So next week we play against Texas A&M, so we're going to be simming that and see how that one goes. See if we can get a win here. We already used one of our games. Oh, it looks like we're going to lose 34-21. So our quarterback had an okay game. Not a great completion percentage, 245 and 2 touchdowns. Couldn't run the ball at all. Rashee Rice, though, 7 catches for 166 and a touchdown. That's nuts. We were able to level up in the next week as we beat Grambling State. We were able to beat Grambling State pretty handily, 27-6. So we were able to have another nice game from Rasheed Rice with 8 catches and 102. We're going to simulate against Tulsa, and we do get the win, 20-0. Completely shut them out. We had one of our fullbacks coming for a visit this week. We needed 100 rushing yards, so we'll see if we had that to be able to get him closer to committing. And we now have a couple more recruits who are ready to visit, so we'll see what games we're going to schedule them against. Boys, they only had 40 passing yards against us. Literally 40. That's insane. Looking at the season stats so far, Tanner Mordecai's up at 7th place for passing leaders, and Rasheed Rice is leading the NCAA in receiving yards. Just looking at some of these recruits so far as we're getting somewhat through the season, we have a couple of these really nice high overall prospects, but it's going to be tough for us to get them. We're going to need to win some solid games because we're still losing quite a bit with Roman Franklin, and I think we're going to get knocked out probably this week, which will save us some points, but I don't want to give up just quite yet. Todd Price would be an amazing D tackle for us. We're losing a little bit. We might be able to stay in that one. David Parks looks like a fantastic prospect as well. Looks like he could be a quarterback for us. Also could be a pretty solid wide receiver as well. Chaz Hall would be a really cool prospect as well. B speed 90, excel 87 route running. That'd be nuts, as we're only losing 5 a time with him, so that one should be doable. Victor Young looks like we probably are going to be able to get him, and he looks amazing for a safety with 92 speed. Like, that's crazy. 6 foot 4-star safety. That'd be nuts. Corey Pittman we're gaining quite a bit on too, and he's got A speed in a 95 juke move. So we'll see how the rest of this recruiting goes, but I'll keep you guys updated with who we get commits for. We're going to simulate against TCU, and we're going to lose 31-13. So it looks like we did lose Roman Franklin. He committed to Texas A&M on their visit. So for some reason, I don't even remember who... Oh, it was LSU. What happened at LSU for them to lose 3,700 points? 3,700 points. So now we are miles away in first place for David Parks, and that would be incredible. So it looks like Mike Landry is a gem. I used the last bit of my scouting on him, and he has 89 speed, 90 excel, 82 throw power, 77 throw accuracy. He can even play corner at 80 man, 83 zone. Like, this man can do a lot. It looks like we just found another gem, Matt Carroll. 75 overall. He's got 87 speed, 88 excel. He has 88 man coverage with 85 zone and 77 play rec for a freshman. That's awesome. 6 foot 4-star, absolutely giving him a scholarship. Chaz Hall has 93 speed, 87 route running for a freshman at 6'2". That's absurd. And so after simming our bye week, this sucks. Corey Pittman insta committed to Minnesota. He was looking like a nice prospect too. Simulating against North Texas, and we do get the win 35-14. Huge win for us, pushing us to our 4th win of the season. And it looks like David Parks, the 78 overall athletic player, looks like he probably is a wide receiver, committed to our team. That's awesome. And the fullback, Brian Reed, also committed. Tanner Mordecai had a pretty solid game in the air. 339 and 2 touchdowns. Just happened to throw 3 picks, which is unfortunate. Rasheed Rice, though, 13 catches for 152 yards. That's nuts. We have a ton of people visiting this week. So David Parks looks like he's most likely going to be our quarterback next year with 85 speed, 81 throw power, and 82 throw accuracy. He committed to our team. He also has 90 carrying, which would be absurd for an option offense, but he also is pretty solid as a receiver, having the 88 spectacular catch and 85 route running. So you guys are going to have to let me know what we should do with him next year. So with all the recruits coming to this game, we will be playing this one against Memphis to see if we can get some of those guys to commit. So we are driving down the field on the first drive of the game. See what we can do. Drop it off to Rasheed Rice, and he's going to pick up a few yards. Again, we have a ton of recruits coming to this game. We really need to show up on offense, show up on defense, and we can get a lot of people to commit if we have a good game here. Gonna pick up the first and 10, then see if we can use their aggression against them. Oh, we had one, gotta beat. That's gonna be a horrible loss. 2nd and 15 now. Gonna see about just moving with the quarterback and gonna just kind of get out of bounds. He's gonna pick up 10. Tanner Mordecai just making the safe play to move the chains. And that's going to be open to Rashee Rice, and he's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown, and we're going to go up 7-0. Brian Massey is going to get a pick six. This was insane. Terrible pass to the corner out. So after that pick six, we will be up 14-0. It is a 3rd and 3 for Memphis to see if they can get anything here. Gonna throw, and it's almost intercepted by Amani Johnson. After the punt, we found ourselves in a 3rd down situation. Can we convert on it? Gonna see if we can throw it up, and it's gonna get caught by Austin Upshaw. A huge play to pick up the first. Another 3rd down and 5 on this drive. Can they get anything on it? And could be, but he missed the throw. He just couldn't get enough on it, and we're going to have to punt that off. At the end of the first, it is 14-0 SMU. 1st and 10 for Memphis. Are they going to try to score? And they're going to get about 3 yards on the run to Asa Martin. They have been slowly getting together a drive. Is it going to be enough to put up some points on the board? That is the real question. And that one is somehow caught. And he's fighting for how many more yards? How did he not step out? After the quick incompletion, it's 2nd and 10. They're going to fake it again and throws to the end zone, and it's deflected, incomplete. 3rd down now. Going to drop it off, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard, and it's going to be 4th and 9. The extra point, the kick is good for 3, and Memphis is on the board. Big 3rd and 9 here as we're coming close to the end of the quarter. Oh, and he's hit as he throws, and it's going to be a punt. About a minute left now. See what we can do on 2nd down. Gets the pass off. Going to throw a nice pass to Redding, and it's going to be a 1st down, and we're in enemy territory. Apparently, the coach does not think we have enough leg for this, so this is going to be interesting because we're going to have to go for it then. So we're going to go for it here on 4th down. That's a wide open receiver, and he's going to have the catch, and it's down to 1st and 15 to the end zone. See what we can do on no huddle. We don't have an extra timeout here. What can we do on this play? Gonna be trying to move around. Just gonna have to dump that away. 2nd down and 10. Open receiver. Drops it. Austin Upshaw dropped the touchdown. 3rd down and 10 now. Gonna have to just throw that one away. And it's going to be 4th down. Gonna have to unfortunately settle for 3 here instead of the touchdown. So we'll be going into the half 17-3. So far we have been locked down on defense, and we're very close to hitting some of our goals. So they are working their way into our territory, and that could be a great play. What a play. The corner took on 3 blocks and still made the tackle. That should have been a touchdown. Well, I mean, can we make them pay for messing up and not scoring the touchdown? And no, I don't think we can. And great second help there. That would have been another touchdown. 2nd down now. And he's going to get the touchdown. We just weren't quite fast enough to make that tackle. So Memphis is not out of it yet. And their running back, Asa Martin, is starting to absolutely kill us on the ground. And we need to find an answer right now. They have been finding a very high amount of success running the ball. Their quarterback sneak gets 3. Why are they doing a quarterback sneak on 2nd and 7? Honestly, don't think I've ever seen a quarterback sneak on that down. It's crazy. That's an even better pass. Good route bounce. They had forever there. I thought we were going to get a sack. What we can do on the next play here, it is a good throw, and it's knocked incomplete. Good job by the corner. I don't think that last play is going to count as a pass breakup, because if it counted as a pass deflection, we would have our goal, which would be awesome. Gonna see, and he got that. There's no way he got his foot down. That would be a ridiculous touchdown. I gotta see this again. Is this something we challenge? I think this is something we challenge. We're going to challenge the touchdown. I don't know. The game might still give it to him because his foot was like in limbo. But, I don't know about that one. It's going to stand. Wow, that's tough. And this could be a big return. We're going to have so much room. And he's all the way in for the touchdown. 105 yards from Trey Siggers. That is incredible to give us the lead back and a huge amount of momentum. Trey just took that thing from his own end zone and weaved his way all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. As we're approaching the fourth quarter, we're still up 24-17 in an actually way closer game than it should be. Big third down here for SMU. Gonna throw it off his back foot. The pressure was too intense. They couldn't do it. Just a random note, but we have had 3 punts down inside their 5 so far today. That's just fantastic. It is 3rd and 10. This is pretty much for the marbles here. Good pass for us as they're going to lose 2 and it's going to bring up 4th and 12. The clock continues to run. 1:15 left in the game. Expecting a pass on 4th and long, but they might be trying to... Not sure what that is. It's just a sack. That's a terrible play. Starting off right in the goal line, basically. Not going to get much on that run. 2nd and goal. Going to hand it off to Wheaton. Gets a few. 3rd down and goal. Going to scramble out with the quarterback. And Mordecai's going to get in for the touchdown. And we're going to go up and by another 7. 1st and 10. And that is deflected down. It's incomplete. We officially have the goal for deflections. It is now just our time to try to get another interception. That's going to be a sack. That's another huge sack. But that is going to end it. So we're going to win 31-17. That's a big win for us. I think we did hit some of our goals. Not a ton of them, though. We didn't have a lot of offensive yards in general. That was kind of tough. Their defense kind of clamped us towards the middle of the game. And it was just unfortunate. Tanner Mordecai did okay. Had 192 yards and a touchdown. Just not a lot of completions. We had to throw the ball away a lot just because we had no time. Running-wise, again, Tanner Mordecai was our leading runner as well. Rasheed Rice had 82 yards and a touchdown, which was pretty solid. Defensively, 4 TFLs again for Elijah Chapman. 3 sacks for him. That was nice. Should get that defensive line goal, which is awesome. Should have the TFL goal. Do we have any linebacker TFLs? Only 1, so we needed 1 more TFL for linebackers. We got 1 pick, we needed 2, and we had 5 deflections. That's awesome, so we hit that goal. So it looks like we got a couple more commits. Victor Young, the strong safety, committed to our team. David Berry, cornerback. I think he's an athletic player, actually committed to the team as well. Looks like we're in a battle with a couple others. Assuming our game against Temple, we destroyed them 31-3. That's massive. So guys, after simming again to the next week, Mike Landry committed to the program. 89 speed, 90 excel. He's got good coverage stats. He's got solid quarterback stats, and nice elusiveness, like juke move. So it'll be interesting to see where he fits into the team. So next up on the schedule is Tulane, another conference matchup. We are both 4-0 in conference play. So this is probably going to be the 3rd regular season game I jump into. Because if we win this game, we have a solid shot of making the conference championship. Just look how good our defense has been this year. 8th in points, 7th in yards. That's crazy. So far, starting off in this game, it's been really, really defensive. No team has made it really at all. We just made it past the 50 now, seeing if we can put up some points on offense. Kamar Wheaton's going to have a nice 6-yard gain there. Again, a big conference matchup for us. A win here would pretty much cement us in the conference championship, which would be awesome. And Tanner Mordecai is going to get a nice carry for 10 yards, and we're almost to the first again. 2nd and inches. Now, not too much open, so we're just going to have to throw that away. They have the line spread quite a bit for Kamar Wheaton, and he gets a nice gain of 11, and we're right at the goal now. Going to see if we can continue to pound the rock, and there is nothing doing there. 3-yard loss. That's huge. 2nd and 13 then. Gonna see if he get... Oh my, that was a horrid throw. He was open too in the back of the end zone. Ugh. 3rd and 13 now. Wide open tight end, and that's a touchdown, and we're up by 7. Ben Redding just had a completely fantastic move to be able to get himself free in the end zone. Next possession, it is 3rd and 9. Is there anything they can do? Tajay Spears has so much space on the Texas route, and he's going to torch him for 15 in the first. Bringing up another third down on this drive now for Tulane. Can they do anything here? It's 4th and inches. Wow, what a throw. But we have them right before the first. On our next possession, now we have our own third down. And we're going to throw a nice pass up the middle to Ben Redding for a first down. And we're going to keep the drive moving. And Corrales is going to have a nice play on the option. He's going to fight his way down. Now threatening in Tulane territory. Can we put up some points on the board? I'm going to try to just run the ball. And Kamara's going to get about 2. Bo Corrales, a wide receiver for our team, was injured earlier. He will return soon with some back spasms, so that is good news for us. Let's see what we can do on this next play. And Tanner's just going to have to run with it, and he's just going to go out of bounds after 4 yards. 3rd and 4 now. That could be bad, and it is just there's no one open, and we're going to have to kick field goal there. We were hoping that running back was going to come open on that play. He did not, but we will take our 3 points, and we're up 10-0. Another third down coming up for Tulane. They've been 1 for 3 so far on this. See what they have. That's a great play for them to make that catch. He's fighting for yards. He's going to get 25 on it. Wow. Really thought we were going to get called for defensive pass interference here by accident, but they did not get the call. Big third down for Tulane again. They have another wide open receiver. Whoever's in the middle, the slot receiver, is just destroying whoever I put on him. Number 4 looking silly out there. 1st and 10 then. What are they going to do on the next one? And Tajay's going nowhere. He's had a terrible day on the ground so far. 2nd and 11 now. Going to try to run the ball again to Tajay. And he's going to actually gain positive yards this time. But it's not enough for the first. 3rd and 2. What a play. What a play. Who got in there? Kiki Burns having an animal play to get him for no gain. Actually, it was a loss. The field goal unit will come out for Tulane to see if they can put up some points on the board. The kick is up, and it is good. The lead is now cut to 7. 4 rushes, -2 yards. Whew. So at the half, we are still up 10-3. See how we can close this one out. Can we make it to our conference championship game? 1st and 10 for Tulane now as they have the ball on the other side of our field now. And they are just going to have a nice little run with Michael Pratt for 5. Got to find a way to keep them out of the end zone. Do not want them to score here. Not be good. And Tajay Spears is going to just run backward for a 4-yard loss. I don't know what he was doing. 3rd and 9 now. That is a great throw, and that's a touchdown. Sam Westfall can't make the tackle. Deuce Watts just completely destroyed him, and that was a perfect pass from Michael Pratt. So that's going to be a tie game now. We are now driving down the field here halfway through the 3rd quarter. See what we can do on offense. Can we get back in front? Just going up over the century mark, rushing now. Kamar Wheaton had a nice gain. 2nd and 4 for us right now. And is he fast enough? He is. Tanner Mordecai is fast enough, and he's going to get the first. Good heads-up play by the quarterback to be able to scramble out there and get the first. Not liking how good of defense Tulane has been playing lately. And Siggers is going to get 2. 2nd and 8 this time. Wide open tight end, and it's a touchdown again. Ben Redding is the difference maker in this game. He's been our X factor today. A wide open touchdown, his 2nd of the day. And we are back in front over Tulane. 3rd and 4. Gonna just dump it off to Ben, and somehow he runs backwards, and we would have had a first down. Ben Redding, what are you doing? Back to another 3rd and 8 now. We're gonna throw it. It's perfect. D.D. McDougal has a great play. He's just faster than the guy covering him, and he burned him for a huge gain. Gonna try to bring some pressure here. See if we can get the quarterback to think about it a little bit. And he throws a perfect dart over the middle for 10 yards. 2nd and inches. They're going to run up the middle, and he's going to lose 2. The quarterback takes a big hit, too, from Nelson Paul. Defense needs to stand big here. Going to drop back to throw, and it is a good pass and catch, and they're going to get the first. 1st and 10 then on the next play, and Tajay's going to get nailed for only a gain of 1. See what they can do on the next play, and he gets stuck on his own offensive lineman, or else he might have been able to break that outside for a touchdown. Kiki Burns is having a day right now, and Dede McDougal, after that last play, is apparently injured, and he's out for the game, which is kind of crazy. Westfall drops it. It could have been a pick. Here we go, boys. They are going for it. It's 4th and 6. Gonna throw to the end zone, and it's knocked out. Sam Westfall had good coverage with the help from another corner. They were able to knock that loose, and he was not going to hold on to it. We need a first down to be able to run this clock out. Looks like their line's pretty spread. And Kamar Wheaton's just going to run up the middle for 10 yards, and that should ice it as we're going to beat Tulane. And so that is going to do it. We're going to take the knee and end this game as we knock off Tulane. And we're going to move to 7-2 in a great first season for us as SMU. I mean, we're now 5-0 in conference play. We've been playing well. And Ben Redding, he's really emerged lately. 5 catches, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was definitely the player of the game and had a solid outing. Defensively, we just absolutely clamped up the Tulane offense. They really couldn't move the ball at all. For stats, I mean, Tanner Mordecai, 7 for 15, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. He only threw for 87 yards, which is a little odd, but we didn't really have the ball that much on offense, to be honest. 92 rushing yards for Wheaton. We just had a lot of running yards in general with multiple players. Defensively, the 4 TFLs from Kiki Burns, crazy. Couple sacks thrown in there as well, and Sam Westfall with 2 nice pass deflections, 1 to seal the game. So after that last game, we had a bye week the following week. Simming that, we're now playing against Charlotte, which we're going to sim that game as well and see how we do. Looks like another win, 28-10, another huge win. We're at 8-2 this season, and you know what? We were ranked 19th after the bye week, so let's see where we shoot up after this one. Oh, and it looks like 2 of the guys we were looking for. Justin Wilson, the 68 overall wide receiver, committed to Nebraska, and Chaz Hall, the other receiver, went to Texas Tech. That's a bummer in both respects. But it looks like we are now ranked 15th in the country. That's awesome. Stats for this game, 15 for 27 for 217 and 3 touchdowns. That's a solid game for that. Had 121 on the ground for Wheaton. And Rasheed Rice, 9 catches for $164 and 2 touchdowns. That's awesome. And after simming this, we won again, 41-10 over Rice. That should pretty much clinch that we're going to be in our conference championship game. Depending on where we're ranked, we might even be in the college football playoff in year 1. That'd be crazy. It looks like we got 2 more commits. Daniel Bradley, the right end, committed to our team, and so did the punter, Jimmy McKenzie, which is awesome. Oh, and we also got Patrick Harris, a linebacker. But we did lose Lucas Logan, the corner, to Texas. Looks like we also have a finalist for the Jet, Butkus, and Guy Award. We are now ranked the 14th team in the country. We are on the cusp of staying in playoff contention. So Tanner Mordecai against Rice, 19 for 27 again for 361 and 2 touchdowns. That's an insane game. We also had 100 yards on the ground from Wheaton and 67 from Siggers. Had 156 and 2 touchdowns again for Rasheed Rice. Bo Corrales had a nice game as well. Now we'll just be advancing past UTSA, and we destroy them 45-7. Our team is really clicking this year. We have 10 wins in the regular season. That's awesome. Let's see where we finally finish up here with our bye week. Looks like we got locked out from Quentin Wilson, which we should be able to break that lock prospect because we have that coach upgrade. So we stay ranked 14th. It's really going to depend solely on what we do in this conference championship. But Tanner Mordecai, he tied a school record for 6 touchdowns in 1 game and 447 yards passing. Still ran for 88 yards, and Rasheed Rice had almost 200 yards receiving on 9 catches. Guys, we are ranked 13th in the country. It's time for our conference championship game against ECU. We're going up against Keaton Mitchell and the Pirates. And our defense has been absurd this year. The first overall in points allowed. 3rd in yards, 8th in passing, 3rd in rushing. Just crazy defense. Their offense has been clicking. Our offense has been pretty solid too, except for our run. So we'll see how it goes in this one. And they're pretty low on wide receivers, actually. So hopefully that might be a little easier for our DBs. It is awesome that we get to be home for this game. We get to have the home field advantage and see how our fans love it here as we're starting to set up against this conference championship matchup. So after we had a 3-and-out and a punt on our first possession, it is time for ECU, and they're going to have to punt as well. So it is 3rd and long for us on our next possession. We're going to dump that off to Austin Upshaw, and he's got a lot of space. Is he able to beat the corner? He can't, but it's a 34-yard gain, and we're into enemy territory. So after picking up a huge gain, we'll just go back onto the ground and see if we can keep moving the rock. 2nd and 10, we'll hit him with a little fake here, and there's just no time. Jeez. So it's going to be 3rd and very, very long. What do we have open here? Not anything at all, and we're just going to get 2 yards and get taken down. So ECU will find themselves in another big 3rd down situation. See what they have in store for them, and they're going to run it off, and it's a good run. It's going to be a good hit by Keaton Mitchell, but our safety wasn't fast enough to get there in time. It's 3rd and 4 again for ECU. They're going to have a wide open person. Jeez, the fullback was completely wide open. I feel like there's supposed to be at least 2 zones there. You know, we try to run cover 3 cloud, so we have some middle zones, but sometimes it just doesn't work in our favor, you know? Oh, that's a good cutback. 2nd and 5. They're going to motion over their tight end. Going to run the ball again, and he's going to pick it up. Been an extremely defensive game so far. Is it going to stay like that? Keaton Mitchell's going to get another 5. Come on, guys. We got to make a stop. And that's a big hit on the quarterback, and they're going to get it. After the run, it's 1st and 10, and Keaton's going to get drugged down, but he's still going to fight for 2 yards. Big 3rd down and short coming up here for ECU, and they're going to put a stop to it. It's going to be 4th and 2. Great tackle on Keaton Mitchell. Kick is up, and it is good. So they are up 3-0 late here in the 2nd. We need a spark from our return unit. Trey Siggers has a chance to return something. He has a lot of space. He's not going to be fast enough, but it's going to be a fantastic return. 1st and 10 for us here. Going to have a good space on the screen. Terrible speed from Kamar Wheaton. Took him 18 years to get into 1st gear. 2nd and 10 then. Just going to throw it underneath to Upshaw, and he has a nice little space, and we're going to no-huddle that after the 1st. 1st and 10, still on the no-huddle game. Just going to dump it off to Knox, and he's going to pick up another couple yards and a 1st down. See what we got on this next one. He's wide open. Teddy Knox, does he have enough space? He's in for the touchdown, and we're going to be up. A great drive from Tanner Mordecai to just keep going, no-huddle down the field, burn him underneath because we knew we had him in a coverage that we liked. So Jimmy Phillips Jr. just got a pick 6. I wasn't even expecting that to even happen, but they threw a flat route. It was terrible. Got intercepted by Jimmy, and he took it to the house, and we're up 14-3. So 3rd and 9. Gonna run the ball up the middle, and it's a great run, and they're gonna pick it up. So after picking up another 1st down, ECU is in a position now with 22 seconds left to see what kind of drive they can put together in a big drop. Had an open receiver too. Time for 2nd down, and they're going to give a wide open spot for a sack. That's a huge play. And it is intercepted. Jimmy Phillips again with another interception. He's not going to return it, but he gets his 2nd pick. He deflected it off of himself for an interception. That's our 20th turnover takeaway of the season. And at half, we are up 14-3 in this American Championship game. 3rd down and 9 is going to be a play fake. They're going to try to throw the ball, and that's a good throw to Jalen Johnson for 20 yards. We saw it coming, but we couldn't do anything to stop it. Bringing up another 3rd down. It is 3rd and 5 now. And that's going to be a sack. Jimmy Phillips Jr. with a sack, and he's just taking over on defense this game. So after a huge pickup from Rashee Rice, we are going to be on their side of the field now. Going to be throwing it. Oh, couldn't hit the slant over the side. We've been hitting him with some of these motion pass plays. We'll try to hit him with a motion run play now. And Kamar's not going to get much at all there, and it's 3rd and 10. Good old 4 verts play here. We have a check down, and Tanner Mordecai's got so much space to run, and he's just going to go out of bounds after almost 20. Try to get Mr. Curley in on the action, see if we can hit him with one of these wide receiver runs. He's just gobbled up by our own offensive lineman. 2nd and 12. We have nothing open. Should have stayed in the pocket. Ugh. Feel like I assumed there was a blitz there on that last one. Okay. That was not supposed to be thrown out of bounds. So the extremely inaccurate pass will give us a field goal instead, but we will move the lead to 14 points. So an important 3rd down at the end of the 3rd quarter. Can we get something? It is intercepted. Rogers is going to get the pick, and we're going to have possession with 1 quarter left to go. So now ECU is now into our territory, trying to cut the lead down. Just under 5 minutes left in this game. Are we able to hold him out? Great tackle. He's been making big plays all over this field. He's really come to play today. See what they got in store, and he's going to be there again, and he's going to get 4 yards, somehow powering through 4 of our defenders, but okay. I feel like Keaton Mitchell is not that guy. He's not the one who's going to power through 4 of your linebackers at the same time. I mean, he's not bad. He's good, but that is almost intercepted if Jahari would have turned around. So big 4th down incoming. What are they gonna do? And it is intercepted by Jahari Rogers. He gets his 2nd interception of the game. After a couple huge runs, we have ourselves in a great position. Kamar Wheaton's gonna get 13 in a first, and we are almost into the end zone again. We've been just trying to run the clock out. Have ourselves now to under 2 minutes left in this game, and Kamar can't get too many, but gets 3. I feel like we haven't tried to run one of these ever before, and he's going to get back up and get tackled again, but gets 1. So it is 3rd and 6. See what happens as we scroll out, and Tanner's just going to have a lot of space to run with it, and he's going to be pushed out after 13. All we really wanted to do was just pick up the first in that situation, and we did. It is somehow a quarterback sneak. That is not what I was expecting this to be, but gets 1. That was a little risky. Final timeout called, and Tanner Mordecai is just going to take it in himself for the touchdown to put a capper on this one, as that should end it. 3rd and 6, last really life here. And that's going to be a sack. Wiley's going to have it, and it's going to be 4th and long. 4th and 11. Oh, that is a great pass, and that's going to be a 1st down. Winning this game would be tremendous for us. It would actually pretty much solidify we're going to make it to the college football playoff. To do that in year 1 even is just absolutely absurd. I mean, I knew our starting roster wasn't bad at all. Like, I knew it wouldn't take very long to make it to that position, but I mean, 1 season making at least to the playoff. Do I think we're going to win it? I mean, we're the Cinderella team right now. And that is going to get intercepted. Roberts is going to have a nice play on the ball. That's the 5th takeaway from our defense. 5 interception. And so that is going to end it 24-3. Final score. SMU wins it. Let's see where we end up being ranked afterward. But our first conference championship victory in our first season. That is amazing. Great defensive showing. Our defense completely clamped them up the whole game. Jimmy Phillips was on another level in this game, just going off defensively, as we were not going to let them score. So Tanner had 9 for 13, 114, touchdown and an interception, had 93 yards on the ground, with Kamar having 35. And like I said, it was really the defensive team. Like 5 interceptions, 2 from Jahari, 2 from Jimmy, 1 from Nick, and a handful of TFLs, couple sacks spread out there, couple pass deflections, just a good overall defensive standing. And I mean, we're going to have to continue to play that well if we're going to be playing against some really, really top-tier teams here soon. So we again won our first trophy, the American Conference Championship, and Caleb Williams is the Heisman winner by quite a landslide over Zach Charbonnet. Looks like we're going to get snubbed. We're going to be the 13th seed. So here is the set teams of the 12-team playoff. Unfortunately, we barely missed out in year one, ending as the 13th ranked seed. So we'll see who ends up winning the national championship. What do you guys think? We didn't end up having any first-team All-Americans, but Jimmy Phillips Jr., the right outside linebacker, did end up being a second-team All-American for us. And we also had a returner, Trey Siggers, who was also the second-team All-American. Before we see how the rest of the college football playoffs turn out, we got to see our bowl game first, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl against Kansas State. So in our first drive, we are going to have a 3rd and short because of a dropped pass. And they're going to throw it, and it's deflected. A great diving effort to knock down Rashee Rice's pass catch. Oh, we're going to have to punt. That's unfortunate. So Nelson Paul, our linebacker, gets 2 TFLs in a row, forcing a punt situation for Kansas State. No offense has been played really at all so far, as Siggers is going to get a chance to return something, and not much happening there. 3rd and 7 now. Going to throw to wide open Rashee Rice, and he's going to be fighting for yards, and he's all the way down outside the 35. A huge pickup of 32 yards for Rashee Rice to put us in a good position. Tanner has just been throwing some bad passes to start the game, so it's nice to get something here. And Kamar is going to fumble the football. There's no way. He fumbles the ball on a great run. Is that going to be a fumble? I'm going to watch it here. That's for sure a fumble. Come on, Kamar. We can't be doing that in a bowl game. So we have a chance for K-State to go 3 and out. Can we do it? Oh, my goodness. Double coverage, and he still beats both of them. We were trying to avoid giving momentum to K-State, and they seem like they're starting to get some here. See what we can do on 2nd down. Trying to get a win. Good tackle. Good tackle to save the first. He's going to bring up a 3rd and short. Need our guys to step up here. It is Wildcat formation. And that's so much space. So much room for 17 yards. That's just an unstoppable formation. 1st and 10 now. Very close to being in range. And a good hit. Good hit on Treshawn Ward. 2nd and 9. First quarter coming to an end. Oh, he made a diving attempt and missed, and it's a wide open touchdown for Keegan Johnson, as K-State's going to go up 7-zip. So at the end of 1, 7-zip on an unfortunate fumble from us. So after another drop, forcing us to have to do something crazy here, we just can't get anything going. 3rd and long for Kansas now. They're going to run the ball and not get anything. That's going to bring up a punt. Good defense. Starting a drive of our own now. See if we can not be destroyed by incompletions. Oh, that one could have been intercepted. Great coverage by the corner, but terrible throw. Looks like the running back for K-State has a concussion, and he is out for the game, so that could be big. Looks like we can just dump that underneath to Upshaw, and he's going to make a nice catch, break a tackle, and get 16. 1st and 10 now. Can throw it over the middle, and he missed him. Had him wide open. The inaccuracies have kind of been a problem for us in this one so far, but Bo Corrales with a nice catch off the screen for 9. Only 3 guys on the line of scrimmage here. Looks like a good run set up for Mordecai, and he's down to the 1. So we're going no huddle. See what we can do with a run up the middle, and Mordecai's going to get in for the touchdown. A good play. And it is all tied up. After the touchdown to tie the game, K-State finds themselves in a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 8 as the clock is running down before the half. Not sure if they're just taking this to the half. Kind of seems like it at this point. If they don't convert, we'll probably call our timeout. And that was just a horrible pass. It really could have been almost intercepted, though. So we're heading into halftime. A tie game, 7-7. Can we pull this one out? So on the first possession of the half, looks like it's going to be a screen pass to Giddens, and he's got nothing. That's a loss of 3, and they're going to bring up the punt team. Another chance to return on this punt. And has a nice looking block, and he can't get around the last defender, but we're set up in fantastic position. No running backs in the backfield here. Going to dump it off, and Knox is going to drop it. Drops have been killing us today. 2nd and 10. Throws it, and another drop. 2 drops in a row. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Here we go on 3rd down then. Gonna throw a good pass to Bo Corrales, and he's gonna hold it in for 13 and a first. 6 for 16 passing, and I guarantee you we have at least like 5 drops right now. It's just been rough. And this is a good potential play for Mordecai, and he's down to the 5. We're gonna no huddle it again. I think we have him in a pretty good spot. Can we no huddle it and try the read option again? Will we catch him sleeping? And we will. That's a wide open touchdown for Mordecai, and we have the lead. They have been sticking hard to this run game for quite a long time. And that is going to be a good pass, but it's not enough for the first on 3rd and long. 3rd and 1 for us. Going to drop it off to Upshaw. He gets a good move, and he picks up the first. Can we trick him with a play here? Let's see. Looks like we cannot. So we're just going to have to scramble with it again with Mordecai, and he picks up another 6. The run game has been what's working lately, so we will go back to it and run the ball off a read option style with the quarterback, and he will pick up the first. So at the end of 1 in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, we are up 14-7 with the ball threatening in enemy territory. On 1st down, we have not had Ben Redding get the ball yet. Good throw to Rashee Rice to be able to hit him in stride for 6. 8 for 19 is such a terrible amount. Oh, he missed him. Missed him on the wheel route. We've been more or less trying to just kind of hit those. Oh, that's not going to be good. I think he's going to have to throw it away. He barely gets it off in time. And someone is down. Tanner Mordecai is hurt. Boy, do we hope that that is not a long injury, because we need him for the remainder of this game, as that's going to miss. I think our team is shocked right now that they just completely missed that field goal, and that's a big field goal to miss. So Mordecai is out for 2 quarters, so we will be playing the rest of this game without him, as there's only 1 quarter remaining. And don't tell me, oh my God, okay. And now Keegan Johnson's injured. Wow. I think we have to play him. It's unfortunate, but he's a senior. So it looks like Keegan Johnson will return soon, which is good news for K-State, as it's a 3rd and 7 for him. That is a great pick up to the tight end, and he is an animal breaking tackles. He's been their literal only person. So they are threatening in our territory now. We need to do something. That might be offsides, but it's going to be a huge sack. The blitz comes home. So after the big pickup to get the 1st down, we'll see what they do on the next play. They throw it over the middle, and it's immediately intercepted. The linebacker did a fantastic play. That is a huge turnover from Will Howard, as Isaac is going to come up with a huge interception. We will for sure be putting this on Excel clock. Our QB is still high injury risk, so we really don't want to be doing a lot of read options. We need to be saving them for big situations. Really wish we would have made that field goal now. Going to be a good throw, and Upshaw's going to get level, but he holds on. That is a big catch from Austin. Under 2 minutes now. Can we hold on? We need another few firsts. Wheaton's going to have a nice play for 9 as he weaves his way upfield. Basically inches to go here after they called their first timeout. 3rd and inches. That's big. I feel like the time is now for a read option. It's going to be a keeper with a quarterback, and we're just going to slide down, avoid the hit. So the last timeout was called from Kansas. All we need is to get a first down to effectively end this one. We should be able to kick a field goal too, which will help. Should be our last play here of the game. And he's just gonna fall on it. It's fourth down. And we don't even have to hike it again, as we are gonna win the bowl game. The Cheez-It Bowl is ours. SMU wins it in the first season. We were so close to being able to go into the college football playoff. We just weren't quite there yet. But next year we'll have some new recruits, and we'll see if we can do it again. For stats, I mean, Tanner did not have the best game. I think we had a lot of drops. I mean, he had a lot of rushing yards, 86 yards and 2 touchdowns, which was clutch. But, yeah, look at this. We had 5 drops. You can't have 5 drops in your bowl game, guys. I mean, these guys didn't even catch a single pass. They dropped every single target to them. And even Rashid, I mean, that's a 95 overall receiver still getting drops in here. That's unfortunate. I mean, we did not win this game offensively. The only way we won this game was with our defense. Our defense came up huge. I mean, 4 TFLs from Nelson Paul. Crazy. Couple sacks that were big. The interception definitely helped. Had a lot of pass deflection. Well, 1 pass deflection, but a lot of good plays defensively from our corners that really, really helped us to be able to just clamp this team down. We held them to 7 points, and you're going to win a lot of games if you only keep one team scoring 7 points. So officially, the Citrus Bowl has been won by SMU. That's awesome. Your national champions are Texas. They just dominated USC and seemed like they had a dominant year all year. So Rashee Rice has the school season record for receiving yards, breaking Emmanuel Sanders' records. He now has 1390. Rashee Rice ended up being 6th in receiving yards. Season stats, Tanner Mordecai ended up throwing for 3,000 yards and 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Rushing yards, Kamar Wheaton ended with 929, and we had two others with 500 yards, Tanner Mordecai and Trey Siggers. So a lot of rushing yards from us. Receiving yards, like we said, Rashee Rice setting the new school record for receiving yards in a season with 1390, had 11 touchdowns to tack onto that. And then Bo Corrales ended up having 583 and 3 touchdowns. He ended up really coming on strong towards the second half of the season. Jimmy Phillips Jr., the second-team All-American, ended up leading our team in tackles, which by quite a bit, actually. TFL's Gary Wiley led. Sacks was Kiki Burns with 7.5. Interceptions, Brian Massey and Jahari Rogers and Armani Johnson and Jimmy Phillips Jr. all had 3. We had quite a bit there. Brian Massey ended up having 8 pass deflections, and we had quite a few forced fumbles. I mean, that's a lot. So 12-2 our first year, a very solid first year for us as head coach. So close to being able to reach our goal, so I'm feeling pretty good about our future here. And guys, we just hired a new defensive coordinator, Mark Stoops, and he's maxed out. That's great. This defense might be absurd next year. We also hired a new offensive coordinator, Graham Harrell, and he's pretty close to getting there to be max too. I mean, we're going to have a lot better coaching just across the board. I'm excited for this offseason. And guys, I'm very sad looking at the players leaving. Ahmad Moses, the free safety, is leaving. He's going to Rice. He just was not going to do it. It was very low odds, and he said no. And what's even more sad, this true freshman 79 overall right end that we redshirted last season decided to leave and go to Navy. That's tough. That's tough. That would be a great starter for us this year. I mean, he was going to start. Obviously, Rashee Rice is leaving to go to the draft. Tanner Mordecai might get himself drafted, actually, after that season. We're going to be losing some other names. Let's see, Ben Redding, the tight end, we're going to be losing. Nelson Paul, Sam Westfall. Going to be losing Jimmy Phillips Jr., which is unfortunate. He was really solid. Austin Upshaw as well. Some of our offensive line. Nick Roberts had a solid season. We're going to be losing him. Armani Johnson. Chase Cromartie. Trey Siggers is leaving. Gary Wiley's leaving. More offensive line. Our middle linebacker, Isaac. And our punter, Bo Corrales. Man, we're losing a lot of starters. So Rashee Rice did get drafted in the first round, and Tanner Mordecai did end up getting drafted in the NFL. So we'll see how we did on recruiting. I tried to go super heavy on getting some of those higher ranked prospects. There was a couple that we were still in a recruiting battle with. Let's see how it went. We tried to go all out for corners and D tackles, and sweet. Okay, well, we got the top two guys that we wanted, Todd Rice and Matt Carroll. Unlucky we didn't get some of these other ones. I wonder. Oh, we got, all right, 2 linebackers, a wide receiver down here, 2 wide receivers. Okay, so looks like we ended up signing the 37th ranked recruiting class. Not bad. So looking at the training results, we have a lot of +5s, +6s. It looks pretty solid overall. I mean, look at this quarterback. Preston Stone went up 6 overalls just as we signed our QB1 of the future. So that's the tough thing. Like, if I redshirt him, will he leave like the last guy did? But, I mean, this guy looks pretty solid overall from how much he increased. Overall receiver-wise, we went up a decent amount of overalls for our receivers, so at least we have an all-80s class. Defensive line all got some speed, actually. I mean, we have an 85 speed left end, which is nice. D tackles are going up a little bit. We have a redshirt freshman right outside linebacker with 90 speed, which is crazy. But I'm really looking forward to our corners. I mean, Jahari Rogers and Kavaris Hall, they both have some solid coverage stats in general. Like, we should be able to run some nice man press or something this year, potentially. Free safeties and strong safeties, we have significantly more speed now. We have 89 speed, 94 excel for our free safety, and 90 speed, 93 excel. So that's a huge boost from having an 82 speed and then an 84 speed last year. So stay tuned for the next video to come out shortly. But until then, why don't you check out some of these ones.